Welcome to Get Strong with Kaizzad. As you saw when we tried to do the lateral raise with dumbbells, being an isolation movement and having a curvilinear pathway, the dumbbells travel alongside the floor, and while they're traveling alongside the floor, parallel to the floor, they're not offering any resistance. And the resistance starts off when the dumbbells start kicking upwards. Right? So the moment they come in the line of gravity, that's when they've got resistance. So continuous tension from the beginning of the concentric till the end of the concentric becomes a problem. The initial few degrees of abduction are almost without resistance. Now, the point is, I understand that people are fanatic about free weights. So am I. I'm fanatic about compound movements, full body lifts, axial load. I'm a fanatic about free weights when it comes to these movements. But when it comes to isolation movements, there is no point really in sticking to free weights, because the line of movement will never match the line of resistance, and thus continuous tension will always be a problem. You see, when you're doing a dumbbell press, now the overhead dumbbell press which you saw earlier in the shoulder series, now that dumbbell never leaves the line of gravity, and hence doing that exercise with machines is a goddamn crime. This is a lateral raise machine where I'm standing. Okay, and if you have access to one of these machines, I would suggest prefer these over the dumbbell lateral raises. Two reasons why. Number one, the resistance that you will feel will be right from the beginning degrees of abduction, because when you go through a circular pathway on these fixed swing arms, the cable is being wrapped around a cam and goes through pulleys and attaches itself to a weight stack that is always moving in the line of gravity. So whether I'm here, or here, the weight stack is being pulled in the line of gravity, and hence you have resistance all the way from this point till this point. Second advantage, you are not transmitting the resistance from the wrist through the elbow onto the shoulder joint. In fact, the pad of the lateral raise machine will be sitting right there on your elbow, and hence it will be a direct load on the shoulder joint, right? It will be a direct load, and the loading arm will be just your humerus. Hence, any kind of issues with tennis elbow or lateral epicondylitis, as it is called, will not be there with this particular movement. Kamlesh, show the execution, please. Watch the movement, and then I'll draw your attention to a few very important points of execution. Okay, that's it. Kamlesh, raise the seat up by about one setting. Increase the seat height. Okay. I'll explain why I made him do this adjustment. The joint action is abduction. Okay, that's it. The reason why I made him change his setting is because when you're sitting on a lateral raise machine and you want to align yourself properly to the machine, you must understand that this is the access point or the fulcrum of the body. This is your swing arm. This is the swing arm of the machine. This is the fulcrum point or the access point on which the swing arm moves. You must always see that your fulcrum or your axis matches the access point of the machine. In the earlier setting that you saw Kamlesh do the movement, Kamlesh was sitting a little lower. Now what that will do is it will make this swing arm climb on top of the humerus. If Kamlesh sits above this point, if this point is above this point, then Kamlesh will not be able to finish a full range of motion. The pads will tend to slip off his elbows. So if you really want this machine to work beautifully with you, and you want the biomechanics of the machine to match the biomechanics of the human body, match the access points. So adjust the seat in such a way that the shoulder is at the same level as the access point. Second point, get inside the machine. You need to squeeze yourself into the machine, especially for somebody who's about 97 kilos. You need to really squeeze into the machine. One mistake that people make is that they put the elbows ahead of the body slightly. Now in a machine, Most people don't take the trouble to drive the elbows all the way alongside the torso. What they do is they grab the handles and the elbows ahead of the body, and that's how they do a lateral raise. Wrong movement again. So again, now the machine is provided with handles. The handles are free-floating handles that adjust to the arm length, but it's not really necessary to hold the handles. What is necessary is to maintain this contact with the pad on the elbow. Okay, but here you see that the humerus is right alongside the body. He's perfectly adjusted. The height is adjusted. The access point of the machine is matching the access point of the human body. And now go. He gets a perfect abduction. Every rep, the tension is right there from the beginning till the end. He's going through a circular pathway, but the machine is pulling a weight stack that is moving in the line of gravity. Remember that, and that's how continuous tension is maintained in a circular pathway exercise, in an isolation exercise. If you found these videos worthwhile, useful, they've really helped you in your workouts, made your workouts more efficient, do subscribe to TheHealthSite.com.